Hey everyone, this is Big Mike. I know I said this before, I've been gone a while, but it's been, some personal things going on. It's fine, family obligations. I'm going to get back on track, but I thought this was the best way to get back on track. Star Wars Episode 9. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to this is going to be a spoiler-free review. Spoiler-free, don't worry. I'm not going to talk, plot points, anything like that. But I am going to try and get a guest on for a spoiler talk. So I'm going to do 2 videos. Look out for that. This one is non-spoiler. I just got back from the theater and from seeing The Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot to process. I already have tickets for 2 more showings before the weekend is out. So when I do my spoiler talk, maybe I can, expand just a little bit more and everything like that. This is still pretty fresh in my memory right now. It's a lot to process. But let's just jump right into it. First of all, before I start anything, I'm going to say this. I did like the movie. Unlike The Last Jedi, which just, it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I ain't gonna lie. It really, really does. I wish J.J. Abrams it's a couple of things to me that failed this trilogy. This trilogy was failed by Disney not coming up with an outline for where the direction they wanted to go in. Like how the Marvel movies are. Kevin Feige's like, hey look, you have this outline. They'll get different directors, which is fine, and say, okay, here's your outline. You have to stick to this. You have some wiggle room here, but this is the direction we're going in. This is the story we're trying to tell. I feel like if they had that, they would have had a more cohesive narrative that would have made fans happy and would have been, really good. However, that's the first problem with this trilogy. Second problem with this trilogy was J.J. Abrams only directed 2 of the 3 films. I feel like even if Disney didn't give like their outline, which I know they didn't because they couldn't have, because look what we got, he would have built something better with this trilogy. I think this trilogy would have been received better if J.J. Abrams had done all 3 movies. That being said, this movie, especially in the first act, was very messy. It was a lot to cram in. I felt like it was a lot of cleanup that J.J. Abrams was trying to do with, the fallout from The Last Jedi. I know a lot of people that did like The Last Jedi. And if you like it, hey, that's on you. Like, you like what you like. I, for one, was one of the people who really did not like that movie. But I think J.J. Abrams was trying to do a lot of cleanup in this movie, a lot of fan service. And at times, like I said, more so in the beginning, it was just very rushed. It felt very rushed. And it was just a lot to process. But by the time I think, it rolled around, got to the end, I was really getting into the movie. I was really enjoying the movie. It was very action-packed, as you would expect from something that J.J. Abrams would do, which may have had the story lacking a bit. But I feel like that was done purposefully because I feel like it was like, hey, let's just keep throwing action at you guys. And if I keep throwing action at you guys, maybe you won't realize that this story isn't the best and you'll just be entertained. I knew what he was doing, but I didn't care because I was one of those people who was like, you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm entertained. The story wasn't that bad. They didn't have like a stupid casino scene or anything like that. It's still stuck to like, the core. I feel like it felt like a Star Wars movie. Like, to me, The Last Jedi did not feel like a Star Wars movie. The Force Awakens felt like a Star Wars movie. Even though it was like the same formula as A New Hope, I was one of the few people who was okay with that. I was like, yes, it was safe. Yes, we knew what we were getting, but it was enjoyable. It was a decent movie. Yes, it was cookie cutter, but I enjoyed it. I wish The Last Jedi was cookie cutter of The Empire Strikes Back because we would have got a really good movie. But this one wasn't. Now this one was not cookie cutter of Return of the Jedi. It really wasn't. It was something completely different. But it was very enjoyable. Like I said, a lot of action. I can't wait to do like a spoiler talk because I really want to talk about this film. it was, like I said, it's just a lot. It's a lot to process. It's a very fast-paced movie. It really doesn't slow down that much. When it does, it's kind of like you kind of feel refreshed, like, whew, I can catch my breath for a second. They were just moving way too fast and just kept going. But yeah, like, I'm gonna discuss more of my spoiler talk. I really can't say too much more in this non-spoiler discussion without giving too much away. My rating, I think I'd give this a solid, I'll go with a solid 7, I can't say solid, 7.5 to 8, probably more so leading towards 8. When I do my spoiler talk, and after I get more viewings under my belt, I'll probably have a different, rating of the film. But right now, that's where I'm at. Just, fresh out the theater, still just buzzing from so much going on with this film. But overall, I was happy with this film. The trilogy as a whole, I just feel like it suffered from Disney not having an outline. Initially, even if they had gotten different directors, it still would have went in the same direction. But since they didn't, the B part of that is that J.J. Abrams didn't do all three, because I feel like this trilogy would have been, better received if either of those two things had happened. So that's all I got to say right now. If you guys saw the movie, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications for all my latest content. And once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.